My name is David Yulovich, and I am the founder and CEO of OpenDNS. We are an internet-wide security network that provides protection to everyone from individuals at home and parents and kids, all the way to some of the largest businesses in the world, from internet threats like malware, phishing, and botnet attacks. So we're going to cross 100 employees very soon. We hired, I think, 12 employees in the first quarter, 16 in the second quarter, and I think we're on track to hire about 22 in the third quarter. That means that by the end of 2012, half the company will have been at the company for less than a year, which is a dramatic growth curve and something that really stays top of mind for me in terms of making sure that we maintain the culture and health of the business. So we've done a lot of things that I would say in retrospect we could have started much, much earlier in the process. So we have a satisfaction survey that we do anonymously every quarter, and the way it's distributed is everyone in the company takes it one time throughout the quarter, but the results are constantly coming in, so it's not like everybody takes it on the same day, which means you can sort of track the ups and downs of different metrics in terms of, do you see yourself working the company in 3 years from now? Would you recommend this as a great place to work for your friends? Are you proud of the work that you do here? Do you believe in the vision? Do you believe that we can achieve the vision that we've set out for ourselves? These are all very different questions, right? There's a lot of people that may believe in the vision of a company, but they may not believe that the company can actually achieve that vision. Right, so really important questions to be asking, and it's totally double-blind. It's an anonymous survey. I can't look at individual responses, and that's been illuminating. One of the things that we saw when we rolled this out at the beginning of the year was that there are people in the company who did not feel that we adequately dealt with poor performers. So as a company grows, not everybody is going to be a fit for the next stage of company growth. And what we learned was that, people realize that, people recognize that, and I think, subconsciously, I knew that there were some poor performers that we were not properly managing or fixing or getting them back on the right track or helping them be successful somewhere else. And it's, in fact, the marks on that particular survey were so bad that I think even the poor performers recognized that we weren't dealing with poor performers very well. And so we put a process in place to deal with that, and the response has been, you can sort of feel it almost viscerally inside the company that when everyone's on the same page and everybody's working towards a common goal, you can feel that energy inside the company, and it's been really refreshing to see that. I think companies, as a leader, I think that I'm a generally nice person, but I've certainly wasted time with people who waste time. And one thing I would say is that, and I'm not the first person to say this, but if you're dealing with people that are not performing well and do not share the vision or mission of the company, you shouldn't waste time with them. They can go be successful elsewhere. They probably don't want to be working that. If they're not working hard at your company and they're not happy, then you should probably let them. It's like a bad relationship. You should probably break it off as soon as you can and let them go be successful somewhere else. And we've had people at the company that we've had to part ways with, and they are certainly being successful elsewhere. And I wish them all the best. But wasting time with people who are wasting your own time is something that you should have. I would say very little tolerance for. That's not to say that you shouldn't try to make people successful when you can. I think a lot of people set very low expectations for the people that work for them. So one of the things as we now build a company where there's managers and even some of the VPs have managers, and so there's a little bit more hierarchy than there used to be, is I often see that I think managers do not hold their direct reports to the same standards by which they hold themselves. And it's a really interesting sort of psychology to see it play, because that those people are people that hold themselves to the highest standards, and yet sometimes they have difficulty setting expectations and holding the same standards for everyone else. So it's not about people. A lot of people are poor performers. It's more about clearly laying out expectations and then holding those people accountable for what you expect them to do, especially when they're working in a team. If somebody says that they're going to do something and they don't do it, and it becomes a pattern, those are people that are generally not, in my experience, not going to get better. Either you need to spend a lot of time managing those people, or they should, maybe there's another environment where they're really more invested in their work, or they're really more excited about what they're doing. I think that, for our company, I don't know if it's unique to my business, but we started out as a very consumer-oriented company, and we were doing things in the sort of the search and navigation space, and we had an advertising-supported model, and we may have attracted employees that found that really appealing. And now, as we've become more of an enterprise security company, focusing on how do we help secure the whole world so they can do work anytime, anywhere, it may appeal to a different kind of person. And so as we go through that transition over the last 2 years, I think there's some people that are more excited about it than others. And when I look at the people that we're hiring now, they're super excited about it. So you want to make sure you have a company of people that are excited about what you're doing. And if they're not, you got to figure out where's the best place for them.